Okay. Now I figured it out. Now we're back. Let me just make sure we're back. Alright. So now, welcome. That was 12 minutes of a pain in the butt. But I got it figured out. Sorry, I had the scaling was down. Was up way too much. If you're not used to streaming or whatnot, I had it set to 1920. But we're rolling. We're back. So, welcome. I know it's been a while, and it's been about a year. So this is going to be a little bit of a channel update to let everybody know where we stand, what's going on, and what we have planned, what we have stored. So on the left side of the screen, we have the shed back in October. That was everything. That was the frame, the outside, and everything. And I'm going to give everybody a picture tour. And then later on this afternoon, I will actually go on my phone, and I will actually do an actual tour. So this way everybody will see it firsthand. So, well, we're going to start off with going through the pictures. And back on October 6th, I started putting it up together. And it is just a regular aero shed. One that you've seen before at Home Depot or Target, Walmart, wherever you've seen them before. So, I'm just going to go through one by one. And this way you can see everything here. And the roof. So what I did was I kind of rigged it a little bit. And made it into... Well, first I built it all the way up. From start to finish. And then I took the roof off. And then I started putting pieces of wood as a frame. So every day off I've had, I would go in and I would make this into what it is now. And I know the suspense is killing everybody, but I'm just going through each picture, and you can see that the doors, they would slide, and I put this on top of a balcony so you can actually see it. And it was a 20 by 10 balcony, which is really cool. And it gives me an opportunity to see the night sky without having very little obstructions, which is nice. So we're going to go to that was the first day. So now that was day 1 of putting it together. Day 2 was here, and you could see I started putting pieces of wood, and I had 8 by 2s. And started getting those cut and then pretty much getting those in place. The next one was the start of getting it to be a roll-off top roof, which is really, really cool. Did a lot of research, wanted to figure out how I wanted to do it, and I used what's called the turnbuckles, which is nice. And the turnbuckles, what they do is you just take it and twist it. And the more you twist it, the tighter it gets. So I put 2 on one side, and these are the same pictures, but I want to go back this way here. And go back that way, and then I put them on the other side. That's a pop bottle, by the way. It was back in October, so it was still semi-warm. So yeah, I was drinking. And then this is the front of the shed, so you can see it. And of course, the transformation of going through is a lot different than what it is now. But at that time, it was the sliding doors, and right now, at that point, the roof was just not even connected to the actual shed itself. So you can see how I put the 2 pieces of wood together. And you can get an idea. So that was day 2. So now we move into, this was the third and fourth day and night. So I was taking pictures at night from the inside. So you can actually start to see it coming together. And this was, again, inside. And I'm just going to go through, and this was the outside there. So it looks nice. It's getting there. I'm just really flipping through pictures, and that's the front door there. Then a windstorm hit. This was in November, and I didn't have it stable enough. So what happened was I didn't have this drilled or secured, so it moved, and it moved a lot, and it bent, and it was really bad, and you could tell how bad the damage was on this for that windstorm. And I started putting together the pieces of wood, so this way you can have it like as an extension, so this way you can take the roof and slide it off. That's a bigger, wider view, so you can really take a look at it. And again, that piece of wood that you see there on the actual shed, that's where the second set of turnbuckles are going to be. And that's what secures the roof, so this way that windstorm, which decimated this shed, absolutely decimated it. But I fixed it, got it back up and running, so which was nice. So then I started using wood stain. So the staining process began at this one, which was nice. And you could tell I started taking it at night. It was a lot of wood stain. I went through almost an entire gallon, about a gallon and a half of stain. Which was amazing. Then the sealing began. The making sure that no water would get inside. So I started sealing the bottom. Again, this was about late November. And I'm just going through all the pictures there. And then also what I did was, which was really cool, is I put the doors, and instead of them sliding, I put them on hinges. Because if I'm going to be insulating the doors, I want to make sure that they put insulation on the inside, so this way, if they slid, then they would catch on the insulation. So, and there's my drill. So I put the turnbuckles on, so this way, when the next windstorm or whatever it was, and it has been very stable since then. So I haven't had any problems at all with it. Started putting in all the pieces of wood to make the actual roof, the ceiling, more stable. And then the caulking began, or what's called the great stuff, is what it's called. And I'm not ignoring you guys, so I'm just making sure. So you can see, I'm just going through earth deck. Yeah, the wind was absolutely terrible. The wind was horrendous. There was about 70-mile-an-hour gusts that day, and it took the shed and absolutely just moved it halfway across the deck. So then I started putting things together. So now we're starting to get into early December now. So now I started putting up the wood frame and drilling everything in there. Because what I'm going to do then at that point is you're going to start seeing the insulation, which is nice. So then I started putting the great stuff on for the actual roof around the outside, so this way there was no holes, there was no gaps. And there's the turnbuckle there again. And then you're going to start seeing the outside. So then I put an extension on for that, so this way now you can take it. And I also, if you look closely, I started putting wheels on the actual roof. So then you can actually take the roof and then roll it off. So now I put it new. I just used cabinet hardware. And the cabinet hardware I just attached right to the actual roof, and you could slide it right off. And then the installation began. So now we're into January going into February. And I use what's called Reflectex, and it's a barrier. And I used about 125 feet-ish of Reflectex, and I used it from top to bottom, even in the roof. And I'll be using it also for the ground too. So this is you can really get an idea of the view and the actual process and how much work this has taken to get to this point. It's taken a lot of work, and I thank everybody for sticking with me and being patient. The next picture that you're going to see here coming up is what's called a C-bar, and this is what's going to be used as for the gutter system. Alright, so when the water drips, this is actually the edge of the roof, so you can actually see that, and the water just drips onto it and then actually just drips right to the ground. I closed off all four corners, so this way there is no gaps. So when the roof is closed, the air can stay inside, so this way the heat. And there's the C-bar, that's what I used. And then what I did was I stained that so that way it doesn't rust. So when water hits it, it would be nice and neat. So again, we're getting into February, to late February, and that's it for where we stand right now. Right now, as of yesterday, I haven't posted the pictures yet on Instagram yet, but the pictures that I'm going to be posting later on, and we'll be seeing it later, is I am going to be putting a USB, which I did 2 days ago. I drilled into the house, and I also drilled into the shed. And what I did for that, so this way I can take USB and bring it into the office. So, we're getting there. We're now actually in an office now. So I'll be able to get everything all set up and ready to go. Two good things knowing is that I have a new mount that I'll be using. I'll be getting that in there. The heater is going to be ordered, so I'm going to be putting a heater in there, so this way it stays at its constant temperature year-round, so we don't have to worry about that. I have the RTEC, which is more insulation, so I'll be putting that where the pieces of wood, I'll be putting that over it and using adhesive, so this way it stays extra warm, and I'll be doing that top to bottom, so that way it stays at a constant temperature and stays inside. So, we're almost there. We're almost there. And I wanted to make sure to give everybody an update to let everybody know where we stand. And I'm just going to go over the comments and then see everything here. Will I have heat? Yes, I will. I will actually have a Wi-Fi heater. And it will keep it at a constant temperature. And mount problems are solved, which is great. I sold that mount, and now I have what's called a CGEM 2, which is one step above the Advanced GX. So I don't have to worry about any mount problems. I have it. It's been sitting in the bedroom for, 5 months. It's been sitting in there for a very long time. And I have yet to use it. Eventually I'll get to it. I also have 2 cameras. And actually what I could do is I can show you. Give me 1 second here, and I could do. There we are. Hello there. Hello there, people. And there I am. We can make myself a little bit smaller. Whee! We can just put myself right over here, so you can see me. So, this is the office. This is where I'll be doing all my astronomy. I can close the door. I have my 2 computers. I could do pretty much anything. The cameras, which I'm going to show you. First camera, of course, we have the QHY. So it will have the sky glow filter, which is nice. Ooh, sky glow filter. And that would be nice. This is the QHY 9. And now, the new one. This one's called the Deep Sky Imager Monochrome 4. Right there. It's probably, let's see, upside down. There we go. So that's what I'm going to be using. This is the monochrome, and then I also put a hydrogen alpha filter on this. And this is what I'm going to be using for monochrome images. Still have the same telescopes. I have the... I don't know, I could probably bring it right over here. Oh, God, it's heavy. We still have the Zenith Star 80 millimeter apochromatic refractor. That's this one right here. And then we also have the 66, which is this one here. The one that's this 80 will have the... I'm going to put this down because it's heavy. But the 80 millimeter will have the focal reducer, which will bring it down. And then the 66 will have just a field flattener. So I'll have 2 of them going. They'll have the same field of view, which is great. Even though these are the same chip size, the 2 that I have, one is going to be a smaller telescope, but the other one's going to have the focal reducer to make it the same field of view. So if I'm going to be getting an object, I'm going to get it at the same field of view. So if I want to get the Heart Nebula, I can do one in color, and I can do one in monochrome. So it'll make it a little bit easier. Make yourself bigger. Oh, I can make myself bigger. Here. How about that? Is that bigger? Here we go. We can actually look at here. Here. We can do this again. Ready? Can you see it? How about this? Can you right about there? Right about there. Is that good? All right. How about this? Okay, we can look at this again. So then that's the field flattener. Right there. It's upside down. It's like show and tell. That's nice too. See a strange loop. Oh yeah. Oh, because... Oh, I know why. Because I have the capture on. That's why. That's why. There you go. There was a strange loop because I had the window capture on. That's why. Ah, strange loop! Alright, so that's all done. And then if you wanted to see the telescopes again, I can grab them again. So this way you can see everything there. So it's on a dovetail. And then I still have the guider, which it's tilted, but the guider. And then I also have the finder. So everything's all going to be exactly the same. You won't have to worry about that. It's all going to be there, which is great. And then all the cords, which I'm going to be going through. It's going to take a while for all the cords. I have 4 USB ports. And those 4 USB ports are going to be powered. So we'll be able to go through that. So it's going to take some time. I'm going to put a green screen back here, and then we're going to do all that. So there's still a lot of work that I want to get done. But I want to at least touch base with everybody, let everybody know where we stand. My guess is we're about 2 weeks away from first light. So everyone stay with me. We're almost there. I would probably say once we get back into the new moon, that's when I'll start imaging again. Because right now the moon is at about 87% full, so wouldn't really get much for imaging anyways. So, is there any questions out there in the wonderful internet because I can definitely, because I got the dual PC stream, because I can look here. Just looking at comments. And thank you, Bobby. It is a very nice obstation. It's not the greatest. It's not the way I wanted it to be, but at least at this point, it's getting there. It really is. And it's been a year. It's been a long time. And now that I have everything all set up, and the greatest part about having this is I can mount this. I can mount the telescopes. I can mount everything here, and I don't have to worry about moving it every single night like I did before. I had to roll it out every single night, and then when I was done, I had to roll it back in there again at 2 a.m. I was tired and exhausted. I had to redo the polar alignment every single time, and it's just a pain in the butt. Can I send some nice weather? Well, I'd love to, except the weather hasn't been all that great here either. And I will. And I will do some more music and stuff. I wasn't sure if that was lagging the system down or anything like that. But again, this was just an update video to let everybody know that I'm still here, still going strong. Later on this afternoon, I'll actually give you guys a tour. I'll actually bring the phone in, and I'll actually walk around and actually show you guys what it looks like. Can't take the laptops outside, plus the fact that it was snowing. It's still snowing, but it was snowing this morning, so I really didn't want to do much with that. But yeah, and I will still have something, I will, and it's great. I got my own music. I can do all the stuff in here. I got my speakers in here. I can close the door. I can do whatever I got to do. Have you... What is that? I've never heard of that before. Maybe you can decipher that. I have no idea. Oh, okay. None. We can confirm that there's been nothing around here, which is great. A couple of people have been tested, but nothing confirmed, which is a good thing. But again, people, wash your hands. Make sure you wash your hands. Cover your mouth. Make sure you do everything. So, again, this was just a quick little update. 20 minutes, half an hour. Just to let everybody know where we stand. If there's any other questions or anything, I'm going to end the stream. And again, I'll be back later on to let you guys know what it looks like for the tour. I'm going to take the picture off myself here. Hang on, let me go do that. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. And the picture of this here for the background, this was taken about 2 years ago. And that was with the colored camera there. So, is there any other questions? And there's no confirmed cases around me, so that's good. Awesome. I'll always keep the bubbles up. Kenzie, everybody's good. Everybody is good, which is great. I'm good. No cases out in Louisiana either, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, right around this area, we've had nothing. So that's at least a positive. Yeah, I mean, I will keep up everything. I will be doing more streams as I go along. I got to go through a whole bunch of stuff with the laptops. I got a lot of things going on right now at this point. It's going to take some time. Still got to go through the rest of the cords. Still have to get everything all ready to go for the power. The heater's going to be coming in probably within the next week and a half. I'll be putting the rest of the insulation in there. I'm going to be doing the flooring, so that'll be done. And then I'm going to start doing all the telescope stuff. And right before the weather's going to start changing, which is nice. So, I'm going to end this stream, but I am going to be back. I'll probably be back next week. Probably next Wednesday. Maybe Monday. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. But maybe we'll look back at some of the images and some of the things that I've taken and at least get that little bit of an itch back into astronomy again. Because there's still a lot of things that I want to get taken care of. Maybe I'll do some installation videos. Who knows? You know, maybe when I get the actual installation, maybe I might do a live feed. So, again, thank you everyone for stopping in and just, you know, staying in touch. I really do appreciate it. I know it's been a long time. Everyone's been doing their own thing, and so have I. You know, with the move and getting everything together, it's been a lot. So again, thank you guys for coming on, and I'll talk to you guys later this afternoon. All right.